Alright guys, well, as you can see, we are doing a Canon today, pretty obvious, and that said, let's get started. So I'm going to take a polygon cube, jump views to this view right here, hit W, move that up, and as you can see, this is just a very rough sketch. Not sure who made it, hit R to scale that, but we're going to use it as a reference. Pretty close to what it should be, there we go. We're going to right click, go to a vertex, drag, select the top two vertices and pull it up to about there. That's about it. Then we're going to go in here to Insert Edge Loop tool, option box, set it to multiple, and actually set it to manual. We'll do that, right? And actually there's an easier way. Open up your modeling toolkit, go to multi-cut tool, hold down the shift key, and let's put in one right there. We'll need one here for opening, we'll need one here for opening, we'll need one here because of that height difference. And let's see, that would be about it, I would say. Maybe one more right here. Okay, Q on the keyboard. Then we're going to check that out. All right, so what do we need to do next? We're going to go in here to face mode, and we're going to click on that, and this, and this. Hit Control E to extrude, W to pull up. Let's see if I got the right ones. Yeah, pretty much. Bring that back to about here, I would say. And looks like the only one I didn't want to get was that end piece, so I'm just gonna hit Control Z to go back. I'm gonna deselect that one and then hit Control E to extrude, W to pull up. That's a bit better, so we'll go that far, and then I'll go in here, right click on the face again, just select that one and that one, Control E and pull that up like so. Right, so we got the basic idea of the shape here. Now from here you can do all sorts of cool things. You can kind of bevel that shape if you like. So we're going to go in here to edge. You can go in and bevel these. Like I said, if you like, you don't have to, but you can. I'm probably going to smooth this guy out, but now that I'm happy with the overall shape here, what I'm going to do is go into Insert Edge Loop, option box, multiple and 2. So I can now go in here and add 2 right there. Hit R to pull them out somewhat to the end, not too close. You don't want it to be a hard shape. Let's do something like this. And then we're going to go into Insert Edge Loop and we'll set it to manual. And we'll go in and I'll put one in here. Put one in here. Here. Just to kind of make sure that when we smooth that out, it looks okay. Now don't be too exact about it. It's supposed to be a Canon. It's a wooden object, this frame anyway. It's not going to be something that looks crazy accurate, or it shouldn't anyway. Let's see, we'll do one more here. And one more here. And I think for the most part, we're good. Come on, yep. But we'll find out. We're just going to go in here and hit 3 to preview smooth. That looks pretty neat. We just want to have one more here, so hit 1 to go back. Let's go into Insert Edge Loop and we'll put one in here. Okay. So we're going to hit 3 to preview smooth. That looks all right. And then that guy, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Control D to duplicate. Let W, we'll move that over like so. I think that would be about right, but we can adjust that later if we like. Let's go to mesh and combine, so we can jump to the top. We can hit W to move it and hold down X and snap that to the grid. There we go. So that's our starting point. Now we need to have something to have the ability to pivot the Canon once it's in there, right? So for that, we'll take two simple rods. We'll take a polygon cylinder. We'll hit E to rotate. We'll hold down J to do so. We'll hit W to pull that up. Let's hit R to scale that down. And actually what I'll do is I'll open up the attribute editor. Let's close the modeling toolkit. Let's go in here and let's see. I want actually to have some caps here. And we'll increase the number to make it a bit round like so. And then maybe subdivision 12. Let's not go nuts on that. That's about right. So we're going to hit W, we're going to move this, and then we're going to hit R, we're going to scale it down quite a bit and extend it a little bit. And let's see. Try to see whether that is too pointy a little bit. So let's not do that. Let's take a new cylinder. We'll just work with that, right? So we'll rotate that, W to move it out, R to scale it down, and stretch it out like this. We're going to start to move it into place from the top view. So we're going to go in here, hit 4 for wireframe mode, R to scale it down, and then let's have a look from this view. Okay, so it's going to be around here, I would say, somewhere, and what we want is for this to kind of extend out on the front. So I'm going to right click at a vertex, drag select, just make sure we just got this guy here. Let's pull that out to about here. That would be okay. And then we're going to go to object mode. We're going to check the position of this guy. So let's see, we're going to Control D to duplicate. Let's move that guy here and check the position. 2097, so that would be minus 2.097. All right, so now they're in place there. That's our starting point. What we're going to do next is we're going to create a couple of wheels, nothing too fancy. So for that, polygon cylinder, E to rotate, hold on J, flip it upright, like this. R to bring that in, and you can bevel those edges if you like, and maybe we'll do that, but just bring this in first. Okay, let's get this whole thing back into place so we kind of have a sense of reference. We'll take the wheel, we'll bring that in, we'll push that down a bit. There you go. All right, after frame that. Now the wheels are a bit thick, but that's okay. After all, they're carrying a Canon. We're going to go to Edge, we're going to double click and shift double click. Let's go to Edit Mesh and bevel 0.1. Looks about right. We're going to take this guy, we're going to Control D to duplicate, W to move. And that's about the right position, I would say. Select them both, go to Mesh and Combine, and then we can go in here and let's check where it's positioned. Okay, we're going to Control D to duplicate, W to move. Let's move them over here like that. Give them slightly more spacing. That's good. All right, that's good. And then we need to have that mechanism, that's the axle and the little pegs there. So for the axle, we'll simply take a new polygon cylinder. We'll flip that horizontal, W to move back, move up, R to scale down and pull it out like this. Let's check the position. So that's going to be about there, and we want it centered with the wheel, obviously. So we're going to hit 4 for wireframe mode, and it's kind of hard to see, but we should be okay. Hit W to move it, and hold down a V to snap to vertex like this. All right, let's push that in here and have a look to see whether it's too big or too small or whatnot. Let's make it a bit smaller. I would say something like that. Jump into the top, hit W to move it, hold down X to snap it in the center, and then we're going to hit R and we're going to pull it out like this. Control D to duplicate this guy, W to move it, and we're going to hold down, let's see, we'll hold down V to snap it to the center again, so we'll hit 4 so you can see where you're at. W to move, hold down V, snap to the center, there you go. And we want it to be in the same position, of course, so W to move and hold down X to snap it in this direction, like so. And then we need a couple of those pegs, and for that we'll take a polygon cube, we'll hit R, we'll pull that out, scale it down a bit, W to move it out here, E to rotate, put it straight up, scale it down a little bit, F to frame, and maybe you want to taper this a little. So we're going to grab these vertices and do something like that, right? Okay. Alrighty, so now that we have that, let's hit 5 for shaded mode, and we still have our X-ray on, right? We're going to hit W, we're going to move this guy, and I'm going to hold down V to snap it to the center of that thing, right? Now we don't want all of these to be perfectly in the same place, so we're going to rotate them a little bit, but first I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate, we're going to hit W to move, and hold down V again so we can snap it to that wheel, right? Let's hit E and rotate this guy a little bit, and we'll take this one and rotate that one as well. And let's see how far in we are. Okay, so we got these two. W to move in, and we might want to make them a bit thinner, so hit R to push that in a little, W to push that in a bit further, like so. There you go. We're going to Control D to duplicate these guys, and move it over to the other end, F to frame, sorry, pull out a little bit further, and you can rotate them some more at this end if you like. You're never going to see both sides at the same time, but just so you know you can, right? Okay. So now that we have that, we have the whole framework, or almost the whole framework. We got two sections where these are combined. We got two boards going on here. So for that, we'll take a polygon cube. We'll hit R. Let's see where we're at. Yeah. So pull that out, squish it in, scale it down. And let's get that into place. Hit W, we're going to move that to about here. Hit R, scale that in and make it a bit thicker. Control D to duplicate, W to move that up. We'll put one here. Like I said before, the image is not perfectly accurate, so it is what it is. And then we have these two that we need to bring in a bit. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale, and just have them stick out a little bit, right? So you'll have this going on, right? So that basically concludes the whole frame thing. So we're gonna drag select that. We're gonna go to mesh and combine. Let's go to edit, delete by type and history, and modify freeze transformation. And then I'm gonna hit, actually I'm not gonna hide it just yet. I might need it, right? So our Canon. Now we're going to start simple with a polygon cylinder, and we're going to hit W to move that up. We're going to hit E to rotate and hold down J and flip it like so. And then we're going to go into the attribute editor, and we're going to set up caps. So round cap, make it nice and round, at least at one end, right? That's a good starting point. And then we're going to jump into this view. We're going to hit W, and we're going to move this guy here until we basically have that same rounded shape, right? So we're going to hit R to scale this a little bit. That looks to be about right, I would say, something like this. Yep. We're then going to right click get a face. We're going to drag select those end caps on the other end and delete those. And then we're going to right click and get a vertex and drag select these, push it out to the end, and basically hit R and scale it in like this. All right, so now that we have that, what we need to do is put in a lot of new edges. So the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go in and let's see, we'll go into Insert Edge Loop, option box, reset to manual, which is good. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to go in and put one in right here. I'll put one in right here. Let's go in, put one in right here and right here. And in case you're hearing some weird sounds in the background, those are my guinea pigs. Well, not mine, but you know, they're in my house. All right. Okay, so yeah, there we go. We'll put one in here, and let's put one in here. Come on, come on, come on. Play ball, please. Yeah, and there we go. And one more here, and then the rest of that we'll take it from there. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. What we're going to do next is we're going to Q on our keyboard. We're going to right click and go to vertex. We're going to drag, select this right here. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale it up. And you can see by reference that our drawing is way off, but that's okay. And we're just going to try, whoops, we're going to try to follow that line there, right? So let's take this one, let's bring that up to about here. Take that one to about there. There we go. We'll get there, no worries. Bring it up. Okay guys, well, it's time for a little sponsor break here, and with that I can't make any of these videos for you guys, so show them some love, right? And you actually might love this one. So if you need 3D models for a lifelike visualization that you're working on, you might want to check out Render People. They offer 3D posed, 3D rigged, and even 3D animated people models, right? And they have over 3,000 products right now. They cover models suitable for business, shopping, sports, swimwear, evening wear, outdoor, and even specialty models like doctors, workers, and whatnot, right? So they're high resolution, 8K maps, clean UVs, clean meshes, ready to go in 3ds Max, Maya, Cinema 4D, SketchUp, Unreal Engine 4, Unity, Blender, and Rhino. Now, if you guys use the link below, you'll not only help out my channel at no extra cost to you, but you'll also get free models, totally free models that are posed, rigged, and animated. Bring that down to about here. And that one looks okay. And that is pretty much good. We're going to take this one, push that down like this, take these two and push them down like this. Alright, so then we're going to go in here and we're going to right click at a face and click and shift double click, and we're going to hit Control E to extrude, and let's try 0.1, which is, I would say, about okay. Then we're going to go to the next section, Control E, let's try 0.1. Let's go and take this guy, G to repeat last command, 0.1. Let's move, oops, let's move back a little bit. We get this guy, G to repeat last command, 0.1, and let's have a look here. That's about right, I would say. We're going to go in here, G to repeat last command, 0.1, that's all right. And then let's see what we need to do in the back here. All right, so a little bit of detailing needs to be done here, not too much, I would say. Let's go in here and go into Edge. Let's go to Edit Mesh and the Bevel. Let's do 0.2. That would be about right, I would say. And then we're going to go in here and let's see, what are we going to do here? We're going to go in here to Edge. Let's take this one, hit R and kind of pull that out like so, and then we'll hit Edit Mesh and Bevel again, right? And then what we'll do is we'll just add some detail here, right? So the way to do that, or the way that I'm going to do that, is take this. Oops. Why is he doing that? Come on. There you go. Control E to extrude. Let's do 0.15 on that one. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Okay. Right, so now we have that. Let's jump to this view here. Come on. Yes, please. Thank you. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in here. Let me just check the reference. Yep. We're going to go in here. We're going to right click, go to face. I'm going to hold down my tab key and we're going to paint these faces like so. Hit 4 to make sure we're not selecting anything else. Delete that. And then we're going to right click at an edge, double click, Control E to extrude, W to pull out. Alright, and then we're going to hit G to repeat, R to scale in, like so. We're going to jump fuse. We're going to hit G to repeat, and let's see how far off I am. Not too bad. We'll make that work. Okay, so we'll do that. G to repeat, W to pull out again. G to repeat, W to pull out. GW. 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 Maybe one more. GW. Okay. Then we'll get in close. We'll right click at a vertex. And I'm going to drag, select these, hit R, and start to extend them like this. So we'll take that one, bring that up, take that one, bring that up, and you get the idea, I assume. We'll bring that one down a little bit, and I'll sort that in a second. And then we'll take this one at the end. Okay, that shouldn't be too bad. F to frame that. And in here, we're going to right click and go to edge. We're going to double click on this one and bring that in to kind of level that out. This needs to be closed. So we're going to double click. We're going to go to mesh edit. No, where's that? Always looking for that, mesh and fill hole, which will create n-gons. So we're going to select that face and then we're going to go to edit mesh and poke to fix that problem. There you go. And then this is basically our Canon, with the exception of the end there. We need to fix that. After frame. So from here, what I'm going to do is right click, go to, come on, to edge, double click. Control E to extrude, W to pull out, and G to repeat, W to pull out, and G and W, and there you go. Then Q on my keyboard, right click at a vertex, drag, select these, hit R, scale it out like so, take the next row, scale out like that, right? Let's have a look at the end here. After frame, what do we want to do and what do we not want to do? I think this is pretty cool, but we'll go in here and click and Control E to extrude. Let's try 0.02, which is fine. And then just to make sure that we don't have this inside looking like this, we're going to go into take this edge here, Control E to extrude, R to scale in, and W to push in like this, and then G to repeat and W to push down. And that kind of depends on how far you're going to be looking down that barrel and whether you want to push that all the way down there or not. I think this should be fine. Just make sure you're not cutting through anywhere. Right, and now that we have that, we're going to go in here and we're going to hit 3 to preview smooth this guy and have a look. I think this looks pretty neat. Okay. So we're going to go up to mesh and smooth to actually smooth it. So we're going to, I'm going to take subdivision level 2 And I'm going to go in here and hit 1 to undo my preview smooth here. And then we need to add these guys. I forgot. So let's go back a few steps. My sincere apologies. Okay, we'll do one smooth. Mesh and smooth. All right. Okay, so let's get this guy into place to begin with. So I know where we need to be. Okay, there it is. So let's see how we're going to do that. Let me think. Take a polygon cylinder. We're going to hit E to rotate this. Let me pull it up first. E to rotate, hold on J and flip it like that. One more step. Boom, there you go. Hit W to move that down. Let's hit R to pull it out a little bit so we can see what's going on. We're going to scale that. Let's get it into position where it should be. And for that, I'm going to focus on my opening down here because that's where it's going to be, right? We're going to hit R and we're going to bring that in. All right, I have to frame that. So that's going to be there. We're going to hit R. We're going to pull that out like so. All right. And then what I'm going to do is go into, let's see, insert edge loop, manual and 1. And as a result, I can now put 1 in the middle there. Q on my keyboard, so I can right click at a face and delete that end. And then I can copy this guy over once I'm done, right? Okay, so now that we have this, what I'm going to do is right click, go to edge, and I'm going to double click, and we're going to go to edit mesh and bevel, right? And then we're going to right click and go in, and we're going to click on that face row there, hit Control E to extrude. And let's do 0.2. That kind of looks cool, right? So just do a quick preview smooth here to see how that looks. Yeah, not bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here, right click at an edge, double click on this, go to edit mesh and bevel, 0.01, just to reinforce that line there. And let's do the same here. So hit G to repeat, 0.02 in this case, right? So if we go in here and with 3 to preview smooth, we'll get something looking like this, which is pretty neat. Hit 1 to go back. Like I said, we want to copy this over. So if we hit W to move this guy, you'll see that the pivot point's in the middle, right? It's symmetrical, so we only have to hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate, hold down J, flip it over like that. Select 1 and 2, go to mesh and combine, right click our vertex, right click all of these vertices in the middle, and go to edit mesh and merge. And now we can go into mesh and smooth, and let's do subdivision level 2. Okay, so now we can take our actual Canon and we're gonna move it. So hit W, we're going to move that in here. And now the big question is it going to fit, right? So position wise, let me just look at this for a second here. What we're going to do to make sure it's close to our original is we're going to take this and we're going to bring it in here like so. Direct select these 2. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to mesh and combine, okay? So it looks to be very wide, meaning that we need to bring that thing in. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see. So we're going to bring that in here. And it's actually a perfect fit. So it's pretty cool. So let me just have a look here to make sure it's not touching the ends and whatnot. And we might need to slightly move it. And what I'll do here is I'll take this guy. Let's go to mesh and separate. And I'm going to hit R to slightly bring that in. And I only want this guy, right? So let's bring that in a little. So we get a bit of a tighter fit, and then I want the Canon to be at a slight angle, right? Now for that I need to make sure that my pivot point is perfectly centered right there. So if I hit W on this guy, right, if I wanted to move it, we're going to go and hit the insert key. Let me just see what's what and what's where. Okay. Come on guys, where is it? Oh, there you go. Right. So we're going to go to modify and center pivot first so I can see where it's at. And we'll see how it relates to this guy right here. So we need to move the pivot point. So we're going to hit the insert key and let's move that. So we're going to bring that in here. And let's hold down V and snap it right there and hit the insert key again. So now if I rotate this guy, and I'm going to hit E to do so, it should rotate perfectly where it should rotate. So let me have a look, and I think that looks kind of neat. And there's of course one thing that we can't see in the sketch because it's not a really great sketch, is we need to have some place to have a fuse, right, to shoot the whole thing. So what we're going to do there is we're simply going to take a polygon torus. We'll hit W, we'll pull that up, pull that out. Just going to cut the bottom half off. So I'm going to right click at a face, drag select, get rid of that, delete it. We'll take this guy, we'll hit R to scale that way, way, way down after frame. Now probably even more than this. Something like this I would say, and I'm going to hit W to move that back. Let's check our angle and our position. Okay, so we're going to bring it in like this, right? And then it still needs to come down a bit. You're going to go to mesh and smooth if you like, which will give us that, right? Okay, so I'm going to call this guy done, right? And so we're going to go in here and I'm going to go and hit Control or G to group the whole thing. And yeah, there you go. This is our Canon. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this little video. If you've got any questions, let me know as always. Don't forget to check out my new website. I'll put a card thingy up in the right corner there. And yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on my new blog there, so check that out as well. Again, thank you for watching and see you guys next time. Bye.